Hi, so at Clifton Douglas, when we're talking about special projects, we're really talking about those projects that emanate from the tax provision itself. For example, effective tax rate forecasting analyses, or various types of benchmarking analyses, or also valuation allowance release analyses, earnings and profits analyses, anything that really emanates from the tax provision itself. We will do other projects related to typical studies, but they're usually in a review capacity. We don't do the full-fledged, deep, in-depth study. And the typical ones that you'll see are 3D2, 3D3 tax attribute limitation studies, R&D credit studies, transfer pricing, permanent establishment studies, and then of course state nexus and those types of related studies. Again, we typically don't do those. We will do high-level reviews of such analyses if you run into an instance in which case the type of company is quite a simple structure, and so it's not that in-depth and a deep study isn't necessarily warranted, or due to budgetary constraints it just doesn't make sense to do a full-fledged study. So in those instances we'll do a high-level review, understanding that a full-fledged deep study will be done at a later point in time. And really, there are three reasons for our rationale in really focusing our special projects at Clifton Douglas. One is our core competency is corporate income tax compliance. And so that's what we want to focus on. We want to focus on having the best tax provision, the best tax return process, the best corporate income tax compliance outsourcing model, the best IPO readiness with respect to corporate income tax compliance, and of course the best acquisitions related skills with respect to corporate income tax compliance. So that is really our focus. These large-scale studies we really leave to the audit firm so that we can focus on our core competencies. The second reason that we really kind of steer clear of these deep-seated studies is really from the standpoint that we want to preserve these studies for the audit firm, because this creates a very synergistic relationship between Clifton Douglas and between the audit firm when it comes to preparing the overall tax provision, because we're essentially preserving those tax credit studies if of course the audit firm prevails in the bidding process for the audit firm. We're eliminating that competition that usually exists underlying this tax preparation process and audit process. We're eliminating that because we're taking ourselves out of the running. We're not going to compete against the audit firm on these large scale studies that go on. So again, that just creates an enormous synergy and enormous collaboration between Clifton Douglas and the audit firm that then spills over into a more efficient audit and a smoother audit. Also, thirdly, along those same lines, we're able to, because of the created synergies and because of the collaboration, we're able to really streamline and really customize that tax provision for the audit team, really focus on what their needs are. Because really our tax provision model is so efficient right now, primarily because it's a culmination of all of these suggestions from auditors, from clients, from other tax service providers in terms of what would help them in their review and their overall audit of the tax provision itself. And so we want to ensure that collaboration so it creates a very effective tax provision and really improves Clifton Douglas's overall tax provision model over time. So again, at Clifton Douglas, our focus with respect to special projects is certainly any special project that emanates from the tax provision itself. And though we will do high-level reviews of these other really deep, in-depth overall studies, we tend to try to preserve that for the audit firm or other tax service providers that are better equipped in order to do that. And also this helps to really streamline the tax provision review process in terms of the relationship between the tax service provider and the audit firm. So if you'd like to learn more about the special projects that Clifton Douglas offers clients, then certainly give us a call, or you can reach us at cliftondouglas.com. Thank you so much for watching today, and take care. Bye-bye.